Hey guys, it's Steph. Wanted to give you guys an update on additional information I found out. Um, right now at this moment, I am 2 weeks and 1 day post-op gastric whey surgery. So I'm just gonna start off with my stats. So when I first started this whole process, I had weighed in on February 11th at 256 pounds. I started my pre-op liquid diet on November 16th, and I weighed in at 230 pounds. On the date of my surgery, I weighed in at 217 pounds, and as of right now or today, I weigh 206 pounds. So I've lost a significant amount of weight, almost 50 pounds since the whole process. About, I want to say, 25 pounds since November 16th. So I'm doing fairly well. I know the last time that I updated you guys, I was struggling getting my protein in, getting my water in, getting my vitamins in. I had gone to the hospital before for abdominal pains and thought I had everything panned out, and I continue to have issues. I was not able to get in any protein whatsoever from the last video from a week ago until I think a week ago was the 8th. So at the 8th, I was going into the ER, and then I actually went back to the ER on Saturday morning on the 12th because I just didn't feel right. I just kind of, I just was really weak. My urine was very, very dark yellow, kind of like an auburn color. My mom put the color as, like, in Jurassic Park, the first one, where he had the little marble piece with the mosquito in it. Yeah, my color of my pee was that color, so it was not too good. And so I was like, I'm gonna go to the hospital. So my dad forced my mom to go with me because he didn't want me to be alone. Even though we got into an argument about it because I'm a big girl and I can do it, but he didn't want me to go by myself. So my mom went with me, and I thought it was gonna be like quick and easy, that we're gonna go in there, get an IV, get that drip done, and go home. It didn't turn out like that at all. What ended up happening was we went in there and we started an IV drip. The doctor was not my doctor, but another bariatric surgeon was contacted, and they wanted to do an x-ray of my abdominal. Wow, that's kind of weird. Check that out. Sorry. Nose ring kind of went bonkers. Again. Oh my god. Sorry. Sorry, I'm distracted. So another one was contacted, wanted to do an x-ray. So we were going to do an x-ray. Took me back. Did it. Fine. Then we needed additional blood because they apparently couldn't get enough blood out of my hand. So my hands kind of tore up. Like, this was the most recent one on the 12th. This one was from the hospital, and this is from the first time that I went in on the 7th. So my hands kind of like all nasty. And then on this one, I just have that one from the hospital. So kind of tore up, looked kind of like a crackhead, but it's alright. So did additional blood, and this, I don't know what he's called. He's like the assistant to the surgeon. So he came in and he was talking about me needing a PICC line to get my nutrients in. And I thought it was like a feeding tube that would go into my stomach, and I'd put like my protein shakes in, and I wasn't having it because they wanted to readmit me. So he was talking about a PICC line to get my nutrients in, and how I would have to be readmitted for it, and they wanted to get it done today. So I was going to call the surgeon and see what they wanted to do because I still wasn't able to get protein in. I told them that no matter what kind of protein I take, like whether it be liquid bait and like just water or with almond milk, or with regular milk or a pre-made one, it sits really, really heavy. And then I get really bad stomach pains, and then I get diarrhea. But I don't vomit. And so he wanted to do a PICC line, which would be a permanent IV in my upper arm that I would administer fluids in. And so I wasn't really happy because, one, he's not my surgeon, and two, I have no idea who this dude is. And I don't want to be readmitted because that's just kind of retarded. So he came back, and my x-rays came out fine. I had contrast in my colon from the previous weeks that I went when I had a CT scan done. So my bowels weren't waking up or weren't working how they were supposed to. Even though I was having bowel movements and it was diarrhea, they were concerned because I still have pieces in there from the last time. So they wanted to have me start on milk of magnesia or something else, Miralax, in addition to the stool softener I was already taking. And the doctor wanted me to try soy-based protein because they thought that I had an intolerance to the whey protein. So I was like, are you kidding? Like, this kind of sucks. And he was like, oh, you need to call us on Monday and follow up and see if we need to come in here and do a PICC line. And he was just all about this stupid fucking PICC line. And so I was super frustrated because I just didn't like him. So anyway, because I had 2 bags of IV fluids that day, in addition to another banana bag, which is a neon yellow Mountain Dew looking bag with a bunch of nutrients in it. So I had 3 bags of liquid total, and we went in at about 11 and got out probably about 5:30. And so that was it was a ride in itself. I had not anticipated to stay there that long, and I was super frustrated. So me and my mom went to the vitamin shop to get some soy protein, and we had packets. Like, there was like this egg-based protein, and we got this plant-based protein, and it was just samples, so it wasn't too bad. And I was going to try them. So I wasn't going to do any that night because I was okay. I felt great. I felt really hydrated. I was good to go. So I wasn't going to fuck up that just for a sample of a protein shake. So I waited until the next day and I tried the egg-based one first, which was chocolate flavored. Absolutely horrendous. Tasted disgusting. But I choked it down. I was able to keep it down. It didn't feel too heavy because I had mixed it with water, and I was able to get in my fluids, at least 50 ounces of fluid, in addition to my protein shake. So I felt like I was on the right track. And then that day I had cooked dinner for my family, this creamy Italian chicken mixture with some mashed potatoes. I just felt really good. Like, I felt like I was like, yes, I'm doing this. Like, this is phenomenal. And the next day I tried the vanilla, which was a lot better. I actually went to the vitamin shop and picked up a big bag of it, which it's so much more expensive than the regular whey protein. I had spent almost $50 on a bag that will last me about 16 days. Because if I'm supposed to have protein twice a day, then that's what it is. So it's really expensive, but I'm able to keep it down. So I had to do what I had to do and sacrifice what I need to. So that worked. I've been getting in my water, vitamins, everything going good. Bowel movements are fine. Today was my 2-week post-op appointment with my doctor. It made me feel really good inside because she came out and got me because Carl came with me, and she came out into the waiting room and got me, and the first words out of her mouth were, "Oh my God, you look great. Like, you look fantastic. How do you feel?" I was like, I feel like I could conquer the world. I feel phenomenal. I have so much energy. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm ready to move. I want to do things. And she was like, yeah, well, I was looking at your chart, and the where you're at right now is where I would expect somebody who is 6 weeks post-op to be. So seeing that you're only 2 weeks post-op, you were way ahead of the game, and you've lost so much more weight than we have expected. She's like, so keep up the good work. You're doing great. We talked about the protein intake. I am moving to pureed foods. I actually should have moved to pureed foods last week, but I thought I needed her permission to move forward. But apparently I just follow a packet, a guideline. I don't know where it is, but I have a packet that tells me what foods I can have and can't have during this week, that week, and whatever. So just to follow that and not move any quicker than that. So I'll be doing just this week of pureed foods, and then next week I'll start soft foods. So I'm pretty excited for that. And she also looked at my incisions. My incisions are fine. My high blood pressure is gone. I usually, for high blood pressure for me, mine is in the upper, like, 140s. And today when they took my blood pressure, it was 100. No, not even. It was 99. So I was super excited. I was like, hell yeah. Like, that's amazing. And my pulse was down. It was about 72. So I'm seeing all these things that are taking place, and I feel great. I noticed that my face is thinning out. I still have this. Oh, which I fucking hate. I still have my double chin here. And I mean, my clothes are fitting a little looser. I mean, I know they are. I'm trying to convince myself that my clothes don't fit as well as they used to, or as snug. Today I went to Trader Joe's to look around, and I wear like the yoga pants that go down to your calves or your knees, and they were loose, and I kept on having to pull my britches up. So I was getting frustrated. I'm like, damn it, like, really, I can't afford little clothes right now, so this can't be doing this shit. The doctor cleared me to go back to work on the 28th. I requested that they write me off on, like, to go in on the 31st, but my short-term disability is only covering until the 28th, so I'm going to have to call and change that. So I'll go back for, 1 day and have 2 days off, and then start my week all over again. So, I mean, everything's fine. I'm doing so much better. The reason why they don't want me going back until the 28th is because I need to be able to tolerate semi-solid foods or soft foods before I go back to work, because I work overnights, and that's where I'm going to be getting a main source of my nutrition, and they want to make sure I'm able to actually function and not just be off of protein. So I'm not doing too bad, not doing too shabby at all. Sorry about the lack of updates. I've been just kind of busy with life and haven't had a moment to myself, so it's a really long video versus the other ones. But if you have any questions, feel free to holler at me. The whole whey intolerance thing, my doctor says she has never had a patient that was whey intolerant before, and the bariatric office has never seen it. They had a girl who, her friend had the surgery, who became whey intolerant post-op, but that's the only experience they've had with it. So it's a new thing to me, a new thing to them, so it's kind of a learning process, which this whole process is. But I'm able to keep down, at least right now, 64 plus ounces of fluid. I just had a protein shake today to make sure I was able to tolerate it. It was fucking nasty, but I kept it down. And I also had 3 tablespoons of refried beans, but it took me about 45 minutes to an hour to eat it all. So I'm satisfied. I'm good to go. But sorry again for the long post. If you have questions, concerns, comments, leave them below, and I will update you guys next week. Have a good day, guys.